lately. Nathan nodded like he understood and said something about how everyone goes through difficult seasons in life. There was something about the way he said it that made me feel like he actually got it instead of just giving me some generic response. We ended up talking for like 20 minutes about life and stress and how hard it can be when things don't go according to plan. I realized it was the first real conversation I'd had with another adult in weeks that wasn't about Sam's problems or work drama. After that, Nathan started making a point to check in with me on Sundays and ask how I was doing. I have to admit, it felt really good to have someone actually care about my well-being instead of just assuming I was fine because I was the one holding everything together. He had this way of listening that made me feel heard, and when I talked about feeling overwhelmed or stressed, he'd offer practical advice or just validate my feelings in a way that Sam hadn't done in months. We started having coffee after church sometimes, just talking about normal stuff like work, current events, and books we were reading. It was so refreshing to have conversations that weren't about depression or job hunting or financial stress. Nathan had all these interesting perspectives on things because he'd lived more life and had more experiences than Sam ever had. He traveled for work sometimes and had opinions about restaurants, movies, and politics. Talking to him reminded me of what it felt like to have intellectual conversations with someone who challenged my thinking. The thing that really got to me was how Nathan treated his family. I'd see him with his wife Carol and their kids, and he was always so attentive and present with them. He'd help his youngest daughter with her coat after service or put his arm around Carol when they were talking to other people or remember details about his kids' activities and ask other parents about their children's stuff too. It was clear that he was the kind of man who took care of his family and made them feel secure and valued. I started comparing that to how Sam had been treating me lately, and honestly, there was no comparison. Sam was so focused on his own problems that he barely noticed when I was having a bad day or needed support with something. Nathan would never do something like that because he was the type of person who paid attention to the people he cared about. The texting started pretty innocently when Nathan sent me a link to an article he thought I'd find interesting about some